Hello everyone, it's Cindy here. I have a question for you today and I have some tips for you as well. Simple weight loss tips for sustainable results. But first I want to ask you, do you ever get overwhelmed with all the information out there claiming to be the best or fastest or easiest way to lose weight? Maybe you've tried some. A diet or a workout program that made big promises, but it either failed to produce results, or the results you wanted, or the results were short-lived because, hey, who can stay on a diet or a workout program more than 21 days when they're set up for quick results? Maybe you're not the one who jumps on every new bandwagon, but is just not motivated to make big changes and overhaul your life because you don't believe you could do what it takes. Maybe you think it's going to be too painful. Well, today I have some tips for you that can help, and I'm just going to double check. Hopefully I'm still live. If you're watching, put live in the comments. Let me know you're here so that I have an idea. Since I'm doing this a little differently, I'm not really seeing it the same way I usually do. Alrighty. First, in case you don't already know me, I'm Cindy Dabrowski. I'm a personal trainer with a background in nutrition that goes way too many years back. And I help people, mostly over 50, lose excess weight, revive their health, and build up their strength so they can continue to enjoy life and be happy with how they look and feel. That's what I wanted for myself, and that's what I want for you. So make sure to follow me for more health and fitness tips on my personal Facebook page if you don't already, and share the link to this group with your friends so that they can join you in here as well. Okay, so today I'm going to share some simple tips we can take to make our weight loss efforts more successful. Simple doesn't always mean easy, and a lot of what prevents our success is what's going on up in our head. So I'm going to talk about that first. Does that surprise you? It's not all about exercise and diet, although I will be touching on that. But the first thing, and what I've learned for myself, not just about weight loss, but about all kinds of things in life. This is part of the big picture. So this is why I'm talking about it first, and really what we need to deal with first if we're going to be successful. And this could apply to almost any area of life. So number one, deal with that voice in your head. Okay, let's talk about it a little bit. What you expect to happen probably will. When you've tried to lose weight in the past, and I'm sure many of you have, that experience stays with you and informs your brain. And if you failed in the past, the information your brain is getting is that failure is imminent. So we need to deal with that thought. There may be other thoughts in your mind that are negative and are holding you back from doing the things you think you know you're supposed to be doing, but you're not. But let's take this as an example because I hear it a lot. So people come to me and they've already tried Weight Watchers, they've tried keto, Noom, the 21-day fix, the Whole30, whatever else you can think of that's been tried, right? What have you tried? Drop in the comments some of the things that you've tried. Have you tried certain diets before? And tell me, how did they work for you? Were you successful while you were on them? Were you able to maintain the weight loss that you were hoping for? Or did the diet work for the time you did it and then you gained all the weight back? This is typical. It's not just, if this has happened to you, it's not just you. This is typical. Diets are for, that time, and anytime you're restricting anything and really watching or following something, you're going to have some success. But we need to learn, I'm getting myself off track. We need to learn how to extend that into our own life and practice. So drop in the comments if you tried other diets, what you've tried, what your success rate is. I think it's helpful for other people to see that as well and to know that we're not the only ones, right? So we try something. It might work while we're doing it, which is normal. Anything that makes us restrict our calories will help us lose weight. But most diets and weight loss plans don't work because they set you up for failure. Why? They're created to give people what they're asking for, and that's quick results. So the biggest problem is that the quick fix only provides short-term results. It gets people excited and feeling good right away, but then it leads to feelings of defeat and failure when the weight slowly creeps back on again. And if you've gone through that process, maybe time and time again, it can really make you feel like a failure and makes you wonder, what's wrong with me? When really, it's not you at all. It's not your fault and nothing is wrong with you. But it sets you up with a sense of uncertainty. It's the diet that's wrong. It's that plan, and it's our mentality that we think we're going to change our whole life and lose all this weight on this quick fix plan or doing something for a short term. So we need to change our thinking. But when we've been set up with this sense of failure, it gives us a sense of uncertainty for what we can accomplish in the future, right? I have people asking, can I really do it? Is it even worth trying? I don't need another disappointment in my effort to lose weight again. Nothing has ever worked. I always end up back where I was, or worse than where I started. What's the point? Does any of this sound familiar? I hear it. Well, I know if you're watching this that you haven't given up altogether, and that's great. I want you to know it is possible for you to lose weight and to do it healthily and successfully for long-term results. But you need to take some steps and move forward and believe in yourself again. Can you do that? Let me know in the comments if you feel like giving up. Can you believe that you can do it? I want you to believe. That's the first step. Okay, now let's move forward. Let's move on to something more practical here. I'm not sure what might be holding you back from achieving the weight loss you want. Everybody's an individual, and I approach clients on an individual basis, dealing with their sticking points. But I want you to think about, what are your sticking points? What changes could you be making in your life? And if you have a little piece of paper and a pen, just really think for a minute here and jot some things down. What changes could you be making in your life? What do you struggle with? Okay. Do you know what your problem is? Do you know what's holding you back? Do you know why you're not losing weight? Maybe you don't, but a lot of times if we really think about it, we can come up with something that sits on one or either side of a teeter-totter. So you're either thinking, I need more exercise, or I need to clean up my diet, or do something dietary, right? So those are the two things I'm going to talk about first, and I'm going to give you two scenarios. Just as an example, I don't know what your particular case is, but I want you to think about yourself as I'm going through this scenario one. Maybe you've been sitting a lot lately and haven't been moving enough. Does this apply to you? Do you think that maybe you need to move more? Drop in the comments if exercise or more exercise is what you think you need. Well, a lot of people have desk jobs, and now that in our environment, the weather's getting a little cooler, people aren't maybe out as much as they were in the summer. Life is changing again, right? Our routine and our lifestyle is changing. So maybe you're sitting more. What you need to do? What do you need to do? Right? Like, you know what you need to do. You need to make that first step. So walking is the best first step. If you don't move much and you're not used to exercise, walking, as simple as it is amazing. It's an amazing first step. So simple, right? But is it easy to get yourself off your desk or off the couch to do it? That's what's happening up in our mind. So, walking. Take an easy walk to get started. Walk around the neighborhood, walk around your block, see how that goes. Every day for a week, do the same thing. That's it, just that one thing. Then add 5 minutes to your walk every day and keep doing that. You'll be amazed at how quickly the minutes are going to add up, and you can walk for an hour. And it doesn't have to be all at the same time. It could be 3 20-minute walks. After a month, I'm guessing you're going to be feeling pretty amazing in comparison to how you feel today. Okay, that's for the person who isn't moving. Maybe you're great at walks, but you're feeling the upper body strength disappearing, you're getting aches and pains, right? So you need to take one step. That's my point here. Just one step to move forward. Scenario 2. Maybe it's the evening munchies. I hear this a lot too. Does that apply to you? Is it more your eating habits or not knowing how to eat or controlling emotional eating or something around eating that you think is your sticking point? Maybe you keep busy all day, you get through dinner, but then you want to relax, but you still want to eat something. Maybe you feel hungry. Maybe you feel bored. Or you have this craving that you need to satisfy. What is it for you? Tell me in the comments. Does this ring a bell for you? So when it comes to evening snacking, I've found there's a lot of reasons people have this craving, and sometimes it's emotional eating, but sometimes it's because of what they are eating or what they're not eating during the day. So you need to address the cause, really. But take a step. Maybe start by being mindful of what you're feeling and why you're reaching for the snacks. Maybe just take a 5-minute pause to assess what you're doing. And maybe that alone will help you stop the food from getting to your mouth. Right? Okay, so let's look at some common issues people have, and maybe these little tips will help you gain more control and move forward to the weight loss results you're wanting. But I want to really stress that we want to focus on one small change at a time. Trying to do it all at once gets overwhelming and sets you up for defeat. So, one small thing at a time. And I try to find the thing that's going to move the needle the farthest when I help get my clients started. But I want you to think about that for yourself. What's the biggest thing that could get the needle moving? Okay, so I'll give you some tips, and we're going to focus on that little seesaw, movement tips and then some eating tips, okay? So, regardless of how much you exercise now, and I know from what I know that as women, and especially going through menopause, we have a lot going on in our bodies, and it's not just walking or moving. It's actually the type of exercise that becomes important as well. So, but I do want to stress, like, if you're not moving enough, if you don't feel like you're moving much, just add a few more minutes of physical movement to your day. A longer walk, or maybe you're still running. Maybe running isn't something you can do, but you can walk. You can do a little bit of strength training. I mean, I can't stress that enough. Add strength training to your weekly routine. That's tip 2. So number 1 for movement is just to move more. Get more physical movement in your day. Walk more. Add to your minutes. Add to your steps. Okay? If that's already accomplished, then add strength training to your weekly routine. It boosts your metabolism. It helps you maintain your lean muscle mass, which we naturally lose as we age, which contributes to the weight we're gaining, but it will help you maintain the healthy part of your body while you're losing weight. So, just as an added piece of information, most weight loss programs, especially faster weight loss programs, will help you lose weight, and I mentioned this last week. But weight loss and fat loss are two different things, right? So we want to focus on fat loss, and we want to protect our muscles so that we're not losing more muscle, because a diet will cause that to happen. It will take tissue and, calories from all parts of the body, and you will lose muscle mass on a typical diet. So that's one reason strength training is so important to add to your weight loss program, especially as we're aging. Okay. Number 3 tip, start moving when you feel bored. Instead of grabbing for the munchies, get up and move around. Go for an after dinner walk. I mean, that is recommended for diabetics, but I think, when it comes to type 2 diabetes and the diabetic diet, it's just a healthy diet. It's a healthy lifestyle, and we could all adapt principles from that. So go for your after dinner walk. I think that will help a lot. It helps with digestion, it helps us relax for the evening, and it will add a few more steps to your day, especially if you're feeling bored, because if you're bored, you might decide to do something less healthy, right? Especially, if you have a tendency to drink and you're having more drinks than you want, get up and walk instead. Way better for you. All right, so let's move on to the other side of the seesaw, and that's the eating tips. So, number 1, and I might have mentioned this last week as well, start monitoring your food intake and write it down. Yes, I did mention it. I was going to, I talked about food journaling. So the first thing you need to do is figure out what you're eating, when you're eating it, and even write down why or how are you feeling. So a food diary can help us see, again, not only what we've eaten at the end of the day, but it helps us control what we eat. After all, do you really want to write down those chips you're reaching for? If you know you're going to write them down, it's even worse if you have me as a coach and you know you're going to be showing this to me. But having some accountability really helps. But even just writing it down for yourself might make you pause for a minute, right? All right, even those 3 M&Ms you're reaching for, you have to write it down. All right, tip 2 for eating, try not to eat after 8 p.m. at night or whenever your dinner is finished. Kitchen closed. Just have a rule for yourself. You're not eating after this time, and the rest of the evening is just, drinking water, herbal tea. Maybe you get to bed earlier. That might help too. Okay, and tip number 3 for eating is drink water, especially when you think you're hungry. If you're feeling hungry and it's not a meal time, or even if it's just before dinner, drink some water. A lot of times our body is signaling that we're thirsty, and we read it as hunger because we feel it in our stomach and it's easy to reach for food, but most of us are not drinking enough water. How about you? Water, we can talk about it all the time, and everybody talks about hydration, and we need water. Even if you're not an athlete and burning it off a lot, we need water. But so many of us don't get enough. So I'm not going to stop talking about it. Sorry. All right, so those are some things to try. I'd like you to try some of these. Let me know in the comments if you can try anything that you think might help you. I'd love to know. I'd like things to be helpful for you. So try things. Try different things. You may start to lose some weight just by being more aware of what you're eating and improving your diet in small ways. This happens when many of my clients just start tracking their food even before we start any strategies, because they're tracking and they're seeing it and they're becoming aware. And of course, they might not want to show me all the little things that they're doing. Now, I want to mention 2 other things that are really important, and it's not on the seesaw, it's kind of at the side, but super important, and that's sleep and stress management. Not something you might always think about. They're more important than you might realize. So, and I'm not going to get into them, I'm just going to say it. Make sure you get your sleep, make sure you manage your stress. I'll talk about these another time because they can be a big topic in themselves. And really, get the support you need, whether it's for accountability, that in itself makes a world of difference. So, there are a few ideas for you. I know it really sucks to feel lousy about ourselves because our body isn't what we'd like it to be, and especially when we know we could improve things for our health and our happiness. I've been there. I know how it feels. I want you to feel good about yourself. I want you to feel good about the body you're in. I want you to be happy with what your body can do for you at this age and in 10 years. Like, we can be healthy and independent and live exciting lives for a long time if we take care of ourselves. And I want that for you. I want that for me. So to recap, deal with the thoughts in your head. Believe in yourself. Deal with those negative thoughts. Change them to positive, hopeful thoughts. Okay? Then assess what changes you could be making in your habits and choose one small change at a time and then do it. We can focus on our exercise and eating habits, but if we aren't getting enough sleep or we're dealing with a lot of stress, that's the first things we need to focus on so the rest can fall into place. Okay? Don't get bogged down in all the different ideas out there on how you need to lose weight. Just start with the basics. Start with that first step. The rest will come. Okay, and if you're truly unsure of where to start or what to try, book a call with me so I can help you get started on the right track. If you're interested in how my coaching programs work, I'd be happy to share that with you too. And I want to tell you about something. I will be posting about it more, but I'm going to be offering a 28-day Kickstart program in October. It's not a quick fix plan, but it's a really good program to get you cleaning up your diet, thinking more positive thoughts, and moving to lose that excess fat. So if you're interested, put 28-day in the comments, and I'll make sure you get the information. It'll be coming out soon, and I'd love for you to share this with your friends. You're actually going to get discounted entry into the program by inviting friends to join you. All right, so remember, I'm always here to support your success and help you reach your goals. You can reach out to me in a comment below or send me a private message. I'm rooting for you to stay strong and be happy. Talk to you again soon. Thanks for joining me today.